Hey guys, I'm just going to go ahead and get everything set up. Let me know in the comments where you guys are tuning in from, or rather in the chat where you guys are tuning in from. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure everything's set up correctly, and then we are going to get going. There have been a ton of changes to the Instagram algorithm, and we're going to be covering all of those in tonight's live. Again, just let me know where you guys are from in the chat. Give me just a second, and then we will actually get going over here. And I hope you guys are all having a great night. Okay, let's see.
Is debt wrecking your life?
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, let me see. Just make sure this all looks good from my end. Hey guys, how's it going? Let me know where you guys are tuning in from in the chat. Again, I'm just getting everything set up and then we will get going here. I hope you guys are all having a great night. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. We should get going here, guys, in just like 1 minute, just so you guys know. Again, I am just waiting for everything to get set up and just make sure that this all sounds good and all of that. I'm just trying to make sure that it all looks good. Set up, just make sure that this all sounds good. Awesome. You guys can see me. You guys can hear me. It all looks good. Asian intelligence. Yes, I do see you. Awesome. Hawaii in the house. America, Connecticut, Zimbabwe. That is awesome. Let me know where you guys are from in the chat. Awesome. Ohio. I love Ohio. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, I am almost ready to go, guys. Again, my sincerest apologies for this taking a little bit longer tonight. As you guys could see, I'm not in my normal studio, in my normal setup. So I don't have everything that I normally have set up, which is why this is taking just a little bit longer in order for me to actually get going here. Awesome, cool. So let me go over here and share my screen and we will actually get going. Cool. I am just waiting for you guys to be able to see my screen. Once you get, if you guys can see the slideshow that is up, let me know and then we will get going here. Just let me know in the chat if you guys can see it. You guys can see the slideshow that is up. Awesome. Cool. So it looks like it's showing. So as you guys can see, as you guys know from the title of this video, Instagram recently released a new algorithm. In fact, their CEO literally came out and started to speak about this new algorithm. So I wanted to go live tonight in order to actually talk to you guys about this, because I think this right now is actually one of the biggest opportunities ever to be able to grow on Instagram. Now, to actually prove that to you guys, I wanted to pull this up just really quickly. If we come over here, we could see that I started a brand new Instagram. I started this account about 30 days ago. It's already got over 61,000 followers. I've got tons of brand deals coming in. A bunch of really good things came from me starting this Instagram, and it literally started just 30 days ago. So how are you guys also going to capitalize on this opportunity here? So this is what we're going to be going through tonight. One, we're going to be talking about what features you can use to actually increase your reach on Instagram. Two, what type of content is working best right now? Is it photos? Is it carousels? Is it stories? Is it reels? Spoiler alert, it's going to be all those. What type of engagement should you actually focus on? How often should you be posting content? I'm also going to be doing account reviews and a Q&A and so much more. By the way, this live is sponsored by Metricool. If you go to the pinned comment, you can get 30 days free access to any of Metricool's premium plans with code Robert. Now, this right here has worked for this creator, help him gain over 200,000 followers. It's worked for this creator, help him gain over 40,000 followers. And like I said, it's also allowed me to gain over 60,000 followers on a brand new Instagram that I just started. And I want you guys to understand something. This works for every niche, works for every type of account, UGC, faceless, AI generated, talking head, reaction. You could only post memes. It doesn't matter. This also works in any country, people of all ages, all backgrounds, all experiences. None of that is going to be an excuse for why you can't succeed on Instagram right now. Now, the first thing that I need to make sure you're doing is using the trial reels feature. Now, this is incredibly important for 3 different reasons, and there are some updates. So first and foremost, if we went back like 30 days, you were able to post hundreds of times on trial reels. And by the way, I'm going to show you in just a second how to actually post a trial reel. But you were able to post hundreds of times on trial reels. They did change this a little bit. So now you can post 5 times a day on trial reels. And I would suggest that you post all 5 times. And on top of that, reposting anything gets triggered. So essentially what you want to do is you want to begin creating new content specifically for trial reels. And this is where you should be experimenting with new formats, new captions, new hooks, and even new types of content. Now, in order to actually create one of these trial reels right here, here's what you need to do. I'm going to pull up my phone right here, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can actually go through and do this. So what you are going to do, step number 1, you need to just pull up Instagram right here. From here, you're going to click on this in the top left-hand corner. It's going to be that plus sign. And then you want to make sure you come down here to where it says reel, and then you are going to upload whatever you want. So we're going to choose this video right here. And then from here, we are going to click on next. Now, once we actually have this done, if you've edited your content, you're going to come to this page right here. This is where you can actually set the trial reel public. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down a little bit and you are going to see trial right here. It's this. You're literally just going to toggle this on right here. And then this is going to make sure that this only gets published to people that aren't actually following your account. So essentially what trial reels do is they get shown to people that have not seen your content before. So it's a free roll for new people to actually be able to find your content, which is what makes this so powerful. Because I want you to think about this. The old way of growing on Instagram is you would only post things that would actually show up on your feed. But in reality now, you can have 5 times the amount of posts. Let's say that you were posting 1 time a day on Instagram. You could now have 5 times the amount of posts anytime that you want on Instagram because you could have trial reels running in the background also. Now, once you've actually published a trial reel, this is what it's actually going to look like. So if somebody just comes to your page, they're not going to be able to see them, right? If somebody just came to my page, they wouldn't be able to see the trial reels. They would just see all of my different posts like this. But if you come over to the Reels tab on your own page, you'll then be able to see all these different trial reels. So if I click on that, you'll be able to see that I have a bunch of them live right now. Not every single one of them does really well, but what this does do is gives me a free roll, allows me to post way more content, allows me to experiment. And my favorite part is I don't have to have anxiety over what I'm posting anymore because I could post the majority of my content as a trial reel and it only then gets shown to my followers if I choose to actually have it shown. Now, if one of your trial reels ends up doing really well, literally all you have to do is click into that trial reel, click on this right here in the bottom, and then this is going to allow you to share this to everybody if you wanted to. You'll be able to see all the insights right here. And then you'll be able to share this to everybody if you wanted to. And again, I would strongly, strongly suggest taking advantage of this feature. It literally makes it easier than ever before for you to be able to grow on Instagram. Now, in addition to that, though, there are a bunch of other features that we need to talk about. So if we come back over to the slideshow right here and we click on this, we could see what feature number 2 that we are going to talk about tonight is. And that is going to be stories, because there are 3 changes to stories that are going to change how much engagement that you get. So if we go back again around 30 days, if you wanted to get the most views on a story, if you came to me and said, Rob, I need to get 1,000 views on my story. 5,000 views, 10,000 views. Maybe you wanted to get 100,000 views on a story. I would have told you to not post on your stories for 24 to 48 hours. And then you're going to post one story and one story only. But now they changed the story algorithm so that you can post multiple stories without lowering your reach. And what they're really looking for is story depth and story retention. So they want to see that you are keeping people watching your stories no matter how frequently you're actually posting them. So one thing that I would strongly suggest that you begin to do, it's actually what I did with my latest post, is share your posts to your story. Because if you get people to watch them, that then counts as this story depth and story retention. Then they push out your story to even more people. In addition to that, you should use your stories to get people to DM you, get people to answer questions, and get people to reply, because those things actually count as algorithmic engagement on Instagram. Now, in addition to that, there is 2 other new features, Feature 3 and Feature 4. Feature 3 actually isn't new, but Feature 4 is brand new. So the first of these that we need to talk about is posting to Facebook. You need to make sure, and I cannot emphasize how important it is, that you are posting your content that gets posted on Instagram. It should also be going to Facebook, because when you also post your content to Facebook, what's going to happen is you're going to get an increase in the amount of reach that you get. You're basically going to get more reach from Instagram. And then as a result, this is going to increase the amount of views that you end up getting on Instagram. In addition to that, you need to make sure that you get into the Facebook monetization program if they make you eligible for it. Because if you get eligible for the Facebook monetization program, they are literally going to pay you hundreds to, if not thousands of dollars, to post the content that you are posting on Instagram over to Facebook. It's just absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it when I got into it. So I would strongly suggest that you look at that also, because I'm telling you, it's incredibly powerful. Now, that link feature, you're probably wondering what is that? You're probably wondering where it is. In fact, if you are wondering what the link feature is, let me know in the chat. So what you are going to have to do in order to actually use the link feature, and this is incredibly powerful, because if you know anything about YouTube, the same thing is basically happening on Instagram, where when you post something to Instagram and you can get multiple people to watch the same video, what ends up happening is Instagram pushes out your content to more people. And the other thing that happens is that those people are then a lot more likely to go ahead and actually follow you. So here's how you actually do that. Again, we're going to go through the process of uploading a reel. And then from here, I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. So if I go to upload a reel, I am now going to see this right here that says link a reel. If we then click on that, this then allows us to select another one of our reels, which we can link to in that reel. And then what this is going to do is create a view train from our viewers. And you want a view train, because what that means is that somebody is watching one piece of content and then they come over and watch another piece of content. And this is going to increase the reach that you are currently getting right now on Instagram. In addition to that, we need to keep going here. So if we come back over to this PowerPoint over here, I can show you exactly what the next thing is. So the next thing that we need to talk about is using a tool like Metricool. Now, again, I wanted to remind you that if you go to the link that I have here, you could get started with Metricool today, 30 days free access to any of their premium plans. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. If you're watching this video as a recording, you will see it in the pinned comment. But if you sign up here and use code Robert, you'll get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans. And here is why I really love Metricool. If I come over here, I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like inside of here. And this allows you to do some pretty crazy things. First thing that I really love here is, as we could see, I have Facebook, Instagram, and I have TikTok connected, and I can see all of these different assets right here. So I could go through all my comments on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all these different platforms, all at one time, which makes it way easier than me having to go through all of these every day. It also makes it way easier for my team to actually go through and do this. In addition to that, if you come over here and you click on planning, you are going to be able to see the best time to post for you on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. You could go through these one by one and see whether or not it's a good time for you to post. And then straight from here, you can actually come over here and you can schedule out posts across all of your different platforms, be it a photo post, a reel post, a story post on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and you can post to all of them at one time, which again is incredibly powerful because what this is going to allow you to do is spend less time creating content, less time scheduling content out, and more time actually doing the things that you want to do and getting the results that you want to get. So the other thing is if we come over here, let's say that we're going to upload a reel with Metricool, you could see that we can see this little robot right here. And what this will actually do, if you tell it the topic of your video, for example, I'm going to put in here ChatGPT tips. For the tone, I am going to do scientific English, and we want to optimize this for Instagram. What this is then going to do is this is going to go through and actually create the description for this post, and it's going to make it AI optimized for Instagram, which is incredibly powerful. And we could go through and we could change this for each platform. In addition to that, this is also going to allow us to come over here to the hashtags and search for hashtags for whatever we're going to be posting about. For example, ChatGPT under both Instagram and TikTok. And Metricool right here is one of the secret weapons for how I'm able to put out so much content across so many different platforms. In fact, if you follow me across everything now, you'll see that I'm posting on Facebook multiple times a day, Instagram multiple times a day, TikTok multiple times a day, YouTube multiple times a day across multiple accounts. And Metricool is my secret weapon for being able to do that. Again, I'm going to put the link in the chat right here. Check it out. I'm telling you guys, you do not want to miss this. This will give you 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. Now, before we get into the rest of the slides and the rest of the things that you need to make sure that you're doing right now with this current Instagram algorithm in order to take advantage of it, to best position yourself to grow as fast as possible. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. I'm going to take a second and just talk to you guys into the chat, see what we have going on here. So again, I see we got people from Connecticut, we got Hawaii, we've got Ohio, got a bunch of other people in here from other cool places around the world, which is awesome. Now, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat right now. And I'm going to take a second just to answer them, get a sip of water, and then we will get back into the things that the Instagram algorithm really cares about. Awesome. Learning YouTube slowly, but I'm not giving up. That's awesome. Listen, I would not give up. So I don't tell this story very often in my content, but I'll tell it right here since we're on live. Before I blew up, so I blew up first on TikTok and then on YouTube and then on Instagram. Before I blew up on any of them, I literally posted hundreds of pieces of content before anything actually took off. So I would not give up. It was literally like 18 months of me posting stuff and nobody caring. And then this literally happened to me on Christmas Eve. I went viral. And then ever since then, my life has completely changed. Chris, yeah, go ahead and ask a question. I'm going to take like 1 or 2 more minutes just to answer stuff from the chat. And then we're going to get back into the slides and all of the changes to the Instagram algorithm. So is it necessary to post full form videos if there's a lot of shorts? I would strongly recommend posting long form videos. I would recommend going live, and I would also recommend posting shorts. So how does Metricool differ from Hootsuite and IFT? So this is a really good question. A few things here. One, Metricool doesn't actually lower your views when you schedule out posts. So if you use something like Hootsuite, if you use something like another tool, it's not actually going to increase your reach. A lot of times it actually lowers your reach when you post to those platforms. In addition to that, Metricool, my personal opinion, is their AI is way better than any of the other platforms, and it gives you a better description, it gives you better hashtags, and gives you a better opportunity to actually have your posts get seen by people. And if you have any follow-up questions to that, I'm more than happy to answer them. Cool. So in the meantime, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to get back to the slides because, again, there are a lot of changes that you guys need to be aware of. I think the next few might make some of you really mad or it might make some of you really happy depending on what kind of Instagram account that you have. So if we come back over here and we open up this slideshow again, the next slide, I think, again, might be a little bit controversial. So what they're doing now is Meta verified. If your page is Meta verified, it is going to be prioritized in search. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but Instagram has completely changed how search results show up on Instagram. So now what's happening is when you do a search for something, we'll come over here. This is a new format Instagram looks like. If we click on this search bar and we do a search for something, for example, I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to do a search for ChatGPT. We're going to see that the search results show way better than they ever have before. But what you're going to notice is that almost all these pages that show up in search are all verified. Now, the reason that that is happening, in fact, if we look at this, the top 4 are all verified. They are now giving those people priority over people that aren't verified in specific for search. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Rob, does that really matter? Does search really matter? But search is one of the most important things right now on Instagram. And I want to actually prove this to you guys. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to come back to this slideshow and I'm going to show you why this is incredibly important. And in fact, this is how I blew up on social media by doing this really early back in 2019. So what I took advantage of back in 2019 was seeing that 2020 was coming and beginning to focus on search earlier than anybody else. Because what a lot of people do is in order to make 2026 content for whatever your niche is, a lot of people wait till January, February, March, where the reality is that you should begin making 2026 content in November and in December, because those videos are then going to get more views and then people are going to be more likely to actually watch those. Now, in terms of actually ranking for search for Instagram specifically, there are 3 things you're going to want to focus on. 1, you're going to want to focus on high volume search terms and long tail keywords. What does that mean? If you are making content about ChatGPT, you don't just want to rank for ChatGPT. You want to rank for how to use ChatGPT, how to use ChatGPT for writing, how to use ChatGPT for work, how to use ChatGPT for school. There are tons of different long tail searches that you can actually show up for. A lot of times those are going to be a lot less competitive and they're way easier for you to actually rank for. In addition, setting up your metadata correctly. So there are 3 main things that the Instagram algorithm looks at. They look at the transcript, AKA the voiceover, whatever you actually said in your video. They're looking at the hook of your video, which is going to be the text that's on your screen in the beginning of it. And they're looking at the description to make sure that those have keywords in them. For example, if we were making a video about how to use ChatGPT for school, you would want to make sure that how to use ChatGPT for school showed in the transcript, AKA the voiceover, in the hook, and in the description. In addition to that, you want to get your viewers to ideally comment words that are related to the metadata of that post. So if I was making a video about ChatGPT, I would want people to comment things related to ChatGPT. Kind of tricks the Instagram algorithm into thinking my video is more about that than anybody else's video. In addition to that, you need to make sure that you are niching down right now on Instagram. I cannot emphasize this enough. Now, usually I start at the top of these. I'm going to start at the bottom here. So if you are trying to switch niches on Instagram, or if you've had an Instagram for a really long time and you're trying to transfer it into some other type of content, it's actually smarter to start a brand new page right now than to try to retrain your current one, because trying to reset your Instagram account is going to take months and it might not actually ever work. And the reality is that today you could gain 50,000, 100,000. You gain 1 million followers in 30 days on Instagram if you're implementing the things that I'm sharing with you and your niche is actually big enough. So the way that Instagram works now is their new algorithm groups every account into a topic cluster based on what you post, based on what you say, and based on what you write in your caption. So if you post unrelated topics to Instagram, it actually confuses the algorithm. And when this happens, your visibility basically resets to 0 in that category. So if I was making a bunch of videos about AI, and then I randomly uploaded a video about Starbucks coffee, that would then reset me in the AI algorithm. And you don't want that to happen to you because the algorithm rewards three things. They reward consistency in your niche, consistency in your tone, and consistency in your visuals because it helps Instagram understand who to actually recommend your content to. You need to understand something. Every single time you post to Instagram, you are teaching the algorithm who you are and who enjoys your content. So you need to make sure that you are being consistent. Now at this time, I want to get into some Q&A. Again, I want to thank Metricool for sponsoring this live. If you guys go to the comment that I'm going to put in the chat, you can get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. Now, I'm going to put that in here real quick for those of you that want to get started with Metricool. Go over and do that. Again, absolute no-brainer. You get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. Now, again, if you guys have any questions, if you want me to look at your account, you want me to look at your channel, this could be for any platform, it could be for anything, please let me know in the chat and I'm going to get through to everybody. Okay, so you are saying that I am super blurry. Again, I don't see that on my side, so let me see. I am Robert Benjamin. Yeah, this doesn't look super blurry to me. Oh, you know what? Now it does look super blurry. I think that might be something with the internet connection. Oh, Chris, I appreciate that. Yeah, so 2026 videos, I would 100% start doing that now. You do not want to wait for 2026 because I just wouldn't do that. You definitely don't want to do that. Because again, the longer that you wait, what's essentially going to happen is everybody else is going to be creating content for that. And then you won't actually be able to ever end up ranking for search. And again, if you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat. Hey, how's it going? Cool. I'm just going to go through, guys. I'm going to get through all these questions again. So it looks like I may be having an issue with my internet. So I might have to reschedule this and go through this another time. Awesome. The Japan niche is really big. This is a really, really big niche. I think it's great that you're in that. Do I think you'll hit 10K soon? Listen, this is how I would think about this. At any moment in time, you are only one post away from hitting 10K. You literally just need one post with a good call to action on it, and it can happen to you. Great question right here. What's your guidance for using trial reels to optimize your posts? So this is what I would do. Every single day, you should be trying to wake up and you should be trying to figure out what the best topic is for you to post in your specific niche. And then what I would do is I would come up with 5 different video ideas, 5 different pieces of content for that one topic. And then I would upload 5 of them as trial reels, and whichever one that you think is the best, or you could just go by luck, whichever one is your favorite, I would then post that one as the one that actually gets shown on your page. 6.46K subscribers since October 1st. You had 1.9K. That's awesome. It sounds to me like you're going to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of November, which is super exciting. Do I recommend text on videos? Yes, I would definitely put text on videos for 2 reasons. One, it makes it way easier for the audience to know what the video is about. Also, more than half the people that are scrolling on Instagram don't actually have sound on. So they need to see that text in order to actually get convinced to turn their sound on. In addition to that, this also signals to the Instagram algorithm what your video is about. It counts as metadata and is going to increase your reach. Anime niche, again, this is a huge niche. I'm really glad to see that. before I get to the next question, so I would say in the anime niche, you need to make sure that you are focused on the anime that are the biggest, because not all of them are created equal. Some of them don't have a large audience for them. Some of them have a really large audience for them. So I would just make sure that the ones that you're doing do have a really large audience. Great question here. What I would do, I wouldn't do it to a local zip code, but I would do it like to a specific area. For example, I am right now, I'm in North Carolina. So like if I had to do something, let's say for Charlotte, right? I would do it for Charlotte or for North Carolina. I wouldn't do it for like the town inside of Charlotte that is going to be a lot smaller, because there is a happy medium aside from like you reaching enough people, but you also giving the algorithm enough that like, hey, it knows who to actually show your content to. You just started using Meta AI to translate your videos. Any guidance on how to maximize that feature? So this feature actually works best if you have minimal voiceover. So you just want to have like a hook, translate that. You don't want it to be talking the entire time, because then it's going to look really unnatural to the people in those other regions. And a lot of times what actually ends up happening is when you turn on something like that, it actually decreases the amount of reach that you get, because your content ends up getting shown to more people, yes, which is what you wanted. But what actually ends up happening is those people don't watch your content as much as other people do. And then as a result, it actually increases the reach that you end up getting. Can I go live more? Yeah. So funny enough, every time that I go live, I tell myself, hey, I need to do this more. I should be doing this more. It's definitely something that I want to do. This is awesome. Listen, you got to double down on this. Right now is the time to grow. If you have momentum, take advantage of that momentum. If you don't have momentum, you need to do whatever you need to do in order to get momentum. Now, again, any other questions I can answer you guys, please put them in the chat. And guys, I'm really sorry about the quality of this video. I think it's the internet. I really apologize for that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go live for you guys again next week to make up for this. So how do I know all this stuff? This is a really great question. So a two-part answer to this. One, if you know who Gary Vee is, I used to work for Gary Vee like years ago. At this point, 10 years ago. So in 2016, I worked for Gary Vee. So I learned a lot through that. And then other than that, I mean, this is just what I've done all day long, every day. I mean, even like you guys don't know this, right? Because I don't really talk about my life much, but I work every single day. The weekend I work, holidays I work, birthdays I work. Like this is what I do. So that's how I stay up to date on all of it. Correct. Yes. So 2026 SEO. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the slide back up and I will talk to this again. So let me share my screen quick. Okay. If we come over here, I'm going to pull this up. So you want to focus on search. This is a mistake that most people make. When they start making content for 2026, they start doing it in January, February, and March. That is when a lot of the views are going to come in, but you actually want to make that content in November and December, because it'll allow you to rank for search when there's way less competition. Because in 2026, everybody is going to be coming in making 2026 content. So if you do it in November and December, you can actually increase the odds that you end up ranking for that earlier. And to show this off to you guys, I actually want to show you guys something. This isn't going to be on Instagram, but the same thing happens on Instagram as on YouTube. If you go do a search for like anything in my niche, any of the niches that I'm in, you will see that I begin to actually post 2026 or whatever the new year is. I begin posting that around this time of the year each year. And if you go look at my channel, my most viewed videos are typically November and December, but they get the most views over a long period of time because they ranked for search so much earlier than everything else. This is awesome. Okay, listen, congratulations again. You said that you have 1.9 thousand subscribers October 1st. You have over 6,400 now. That is awesome. You need to keep that up and you need to keep growing because that's really cool. I really appreciate that. Any other questions? I'm more than happy to answer them. So this, more likely than not, is just a glitch. There's probably not anything wrong with it. It's just probably not loading. I know. So again, not to get too technical here, but so AWS, which is something that like powers a lot of the internet, went down today, and so did Azure. So that could be why that's not like rebooting. That happens to my stuff all the time, like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even YouTube. Sometimes I'll log in, it won't show me the correct number of views. That's why. TikTok algorithm the same for edits. Yeah, so that is going to apply no matter what niche you're in, no matter what kind of content you're creating. If you're doing edits, whatever you're doing edits of, you need to make sure it's the most popular topic that you're going after in order to actually maximize and increase the amount of reach that you get. Okay, so if you've posted 300 videos, you've only gained 8 followers, you're posting about the wrong topic or you're doing something wrong. I can say that for sure. Like if you posted 300 videos and you're like, I only have 10,000 followers, maybe you just haven't doubled down in areas. But if you've done 300 videos, only gained 8 followers, I guarantee you whatever you're posting about, it's just not something people are interested in. This is awesome. Congratulations, Pascal. That's really, really awesome. You need to keep going there. Cool. Any other questions I can answer? Please put them in the chat. If you want me to look at your page, anything like that, put it in the chat. I am more than happy to answer any questions about, frankly, anything. I also find it so weird that this looks blurry. Can I make this live a VOD? What do you mean by VOD? Do you just mean video? Let me know in the chat. Video on demand. Yeah. So just so you know, so this live will be a video afterwards. I think it gets published immediately. If not, it takes like 15, 20 minutes for it to get published, but it will get published. 100 and something subscribers on Instagram, 2-month-old video that's getting views every day at 750K. The rest of the videos average 1 to 2,000. So what I would do here, whatever that topic was, whatever that format was in that video with 750,000 followers, go back to that and build more content off of that. It might have been the topic, might have been the format. If you go back to that, I'm telling you, it's probably going to increase your reach. Totally agree with this. Why does my TikTok show fine related content at the top and how do I fix it? This is probably just something that you're seeing on your own content. I don't think that that's something that you need to fix. I wouldn't be worried about that. Really, really good question here. How many hashtags should I use in my video descriptions? Should I have a video description for shorts? So 100% you want to have a video description. If you're talking about YouTube in specific, I wouldn't use more than 3 hashtags right now. Yeah, so this will be a video on demand. So like you guys will be able to watch this afterwards. I could share my screen and show you what that looks like really quick. So if we come over here and we pull up YouTube, this is what this will actually look like. If we come over here to Robert Benjamin, do a search for me, click right here. And then if you click on live right here, this is where you'll be able to see it. It will live under here. So you guys can see I go live like typically like once every 2 months, once every month. That's where you'll actually see it, will be right there. And it should be available once I get off here. How do I feel about ManyChat? I love ManyChat. So the video that I'm going to be doing about the Instagram algorithm in the next few days, ManyChat will be in there because they just dropped a new feature that's absolutely amazing. Do I run my own faceless channels? Yes. Yeah. Again, that's all that I will say about that. I'm not going to dox myself in terms of what channels I run, but yes. Are hashtags necessary for shorts? So this is how I like to think about hashtags. This would be like asking, like, should you wear shoes to the gym? right? Or like, do the shoes that you wear to the gym matter? Probably not, mainly not, but you should wear shoes to the gym, right? You don't want to drop a weight on like your naked foot. Um, so that's how I would think about it. It's not going to make a good video, or sorry, it's not going to make a bad video good, but it could make a great video do a little bit better. So YouTube predicts or thinks based on your RPM, it shows your videos can get pushed up to 6K views. What do you mean by that? Where are you seeing that in your analytics? No. So I don't delete videos. I would strongly suggest that you do not delete videos. And again, guys, just so you guys know, we can come over here and I want to show you guys this one more time just because there are some new people in here. So if I come over here and I share my screen, I wanted to show you guys how you guys could use Metricool in order to make your life way easier when it comes to posting content on social media. It makes it way easier for you to be able to respond to people. Like if you guys have noticed, I try to respond to every single comment, every single DM that I get. Metricool makes that incredibly easy to do. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to share my screen quick and we'll see how they make it easy. Because if you come over here, you will be able to see all of the comments you've gotten, all of the DMs you've gotten, all of the everything like across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. You could add in other platforms. You'll be able to see it all from right here. In order to respond to it quickly, you'll be able to see the best time to post for each platform. They also give you this calendar so that you don't have to have your own content calendar or something like that. Your content calendar will actually be in Metricool. In addition to that, they have a bunch of super advanced analytics for all of these different things. For example, if we come over to Instagram over here and we scroll all the way down, you'll be able to see that you could actually track your competitors here. It just makes it way easier for you to be able to grow on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms if you're trying to grow on them. And again, I'm going to put the link to that in the chat. You get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. So please make sure that you check that out. Let me see. Okay, I am getting back to the questions over here. Sorry, guys. I was not looking at the chat for a second. Cool. Should I delete a video? No, I would not do that. Okay, so let me see. What happened if your video is not getting subscribers? I have good content, good views, not getting subscribers. So the reason you're not getting subscribers is because you don't have a good call to action in your content. You need to make sure you're giving people a reason to subscribe. If you watch my content, a lot of times I say, hit that subscribe button if you want to grow faster. The reason that I say that is because I know you guys, my viewers, want to grow faster. So that's what I'm going to talk about. And that's what you should be talking about too. Dan, if you want to just put it again below, I'll get to it. In 2013, early age of Instagram, I bought followers, likes to my account, upgraded to shared links on stories for my e-site. So how many followers do you have? Like how much reach do you have? Have you been posting that whole time? Like or if you want to even put the link to the page, I could check it out and see if there's anything wrong. Okay, so when you look at your analytics, you see your view and then it shows my views. It shows this video typical performance. Okay, so the typical performance, that's not them telling you how many views you should have gotten or how many views you could get. That just shows like the average performance from like your last like 7 to 10 videos. I would just take that with a grain of salt. Again, not everything is going to be the best, right? Like nothing in life, unfortunately, is like you get better at it every single day, or it just keeps getting better and better and better. There are going to be some down periods and some up periods. I wouldn't, if a video doesn't do well, like that's no big deal. Is uploading daily on YouTube good for gaming channels? This is a really good question. It depends what game you're posting about. What I would do, look at your competitors, see how frequently they're posting, and I would try to match that. And again, just as a reminder, guys, I put the link in the chat, metricool.com/Robert-Benjamin, 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. So if I come over here, does that hurt me now? Instagram says the account is healthy, hasn't been flagged, but my posts generate less engagement than even my stories. What I would do, Joe, I would start. So I would make a new Instagram page. And what you can do is you can collaborate posts with the old Instagram. So anybody that you're getting that does engage, they'll follow the new one. And then that new one won't have any of those issues associated with it. Let me see. Just so you know, I did reply to your comment before. Of course, yeah. Congratulations on all the success. How many subscribers do you have now? I think you have over 200K now, right? Congratulations on that. This is awesome. Very, very cool to see that. Joe, I'm going to pull up your Instagram right now. Quick, let me look. That Joe Rap Kid. Okay, so if I come over here, yeah, so Joe, the other thing too, you post a lot of photos. I would post way more reels. Like way more reels. Reels get way more reach than anything else right now. But again, since you're considering starting over, it doesn't have to be from a new phone or a new IP address. Like if you uploaded something, I'm not going to say the word of what that thing would be, but I'm sure that your mind could go there. If you uploaded something like that, you might get device ID banned, but just for doing what you did in 2013, you're not device ID banned. I don't think that that's going to be like flagged in Meta's servers at all. So is there a possibility that you reach 1 million views on a YouTube short? Absolutely. So long as anybody else has uploaded a YouTube short on that same topic and gotten 1 million views, that means that there is a good chance that you could also get 1 million views. This is awesome. Are you posting on Instagram? If not, I would strongly recommend posting on Instagram. And I would also recommend posting on Facebook. And again, if you guys want to make that incredibly easy, Metricool makes it really easy. Do I do consulting for Instagram? Yeah. So I do consulting for Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Yeah, I could definitely check this out. Heartfest Maui. Okay, I've got this pulled up. So a few things. One, I would make sure here. So I'm actually going to share my screen because I actually think that this is the easiest way for me to show you this. So if I share my screen and we come over here. So this video here, not in the correct format. This video is not in the correct format. This video is not. This video, this video, this video, this video are all in the correct format. You want to make sure that it's vertical. So if I click on this, this is vertical. It takes up the entire screen. You want to make sure that you don't have this where there's a huge black box up here and a huge black box down here. You want to make sure that you are avoiding that because Instagram sees that as making content that isn't in the correct format, and then you don't get the amount of reach that you want. That's awesome. Congratulations on getting 100,000 on TikTok. Reels are definitely winning. I just gave this a look, just so you know. Awesome. I am really glad to hear that. Congratulations on the book deal. Congratulations on gaining over 100,000. That is awesome. So this is something that I see a lot on Instagram. It takes time for you to get momentum. Like literally, I want to show you guys this. So I'm going to pull up the page that I just made that literally gained like over 60,000 followers at this point in only 30 days. If I go all the way back to like the first few videos that I posted on this account, they didn't do well. One post then went viral, and then that completely changed everything on this page. So here, if we come over here, Like all of these were the beginning posts that I posted. They all got like in the thousands of views. Wasn't that good. And then if we scroll up a little bit, they started doing a little bit better. But then I had this video right here that got 1.8 million views. All of them after that just instantly started doing better. So like, again, you're literally one post away on Instagram from changing your entire account. How to get more watch hours fast on YouTube. The way that you get more watch hours fast on YouTube is making sure that you're making content on the right topic. That is by far the number one thing. Like it has nothing to do with like the actual content you're creating or anything like that. The topic is by far the most important thing. Which platform do I recommend you go all in on? So to be completely honest with you, it's got to be the platform of your choice. They all work. Instagram works, TikTok works, YouTube works. Again, I say it in my content, like they're all incredibly easy to grow on right now. Again, I've showed you guys like proof is in the pudding. I started a brand new YouTube channel this year. It's about to pass 80,000 subscribers. I started a brand new TikTok like 40 days ago. It's about to pass 140,000 followers. I think it already has passed that. And I started a new Instagram like 30 days ago. It's already gained over 60,000 followers. A new Facebook account. It's already got over 34,000 followers. And the Facebook account literally started like October 1st. So again, they're all pretty easy to grow on right now. How many pieces of content should you post a day right now? I would post 1, maximum 2 across each platform right now is going to be the best. Again, you want to make sure that like, if you're going to put out a post, you want to make sure it's a good post on a good topic, on something people actually care about, instead of just like putting out 5 pieces of content that nobody actually cares about. And then if you guys have any last questions, please put them in the chat and I will get to them. Other than that, again, I want to thank Metricool for sponsoring tonight's live. If you guys go to metricool.com, I just put the link in the chat. In fact, I'm going to pin it right here. If you guys go there, use code Robert. They're going to give you 30 days free access to any of their premium plans. This is going to allow you to spend less time creating content and end up getting more reach. It also makes it incredibly easy for you to be able to manage posting across several different platforms. Totally understand this. I could totally see this, that they want to see a certain amount of followers. Yeah, go ahead and put the username in the chat. I think I just got a piece of glass on my finger from my phone. Okay, so this right here, great length for content. This totally depends on the topic that you're posting about. So you want to make sure, and it's going to be different on each platform. You want to do a search for whatever that topic is, see what other people have posted, see the length, and then you want to build your based on that. You can revive an Instagram that's not dead, but put your username in the chat, because if you don't have a lot of followers, I'd probably just recommend that you make a new Instagram. No, I do not feel like growing on social media is luck at all. Again, so like, I don't talk about my life very much. Every single person that I'm friends with, like that I've been friends with like since I was a little kid, most of them have a social media following. They have a business around social media. They do something with social media. It doesn't matter what they do, right? They could have a construction company. They could be setting up pergolas. They post on social media. This stuff really, really matters. And it's not luck. I do not think it's luck at all. You can try to return to it. You might have to completely start over. Accounts don't necessarily die, but they kind of like go out of vogue, if that makes sense. Of course, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to try to go live much more frequently. If you guys enjoyed it, so let me ask a question, everybody that's on here, and this might be like a biased way to say this, but does it work better for you guys if I go at this time, or does it work better if I go live for you guys in the morning? So my vids are section 4 per video. I post about 50 times a year. If I take each section, make them into clips with different titles, thumbnail shorts, that's 400 per year. No, this won't hurt you. I would strongly suggest you do that. Cool. I am going to look up your page right now, Lolly Evamp. Awesome. So yeah, I don't think that you need to make a new account. I think that you just need to get more consistent with posting reels. That is what I would do if I were you. I don't think like there's an issue with your accounts or anything like that. And your dogs are super cute, by the way. Shrimply Canadian, I appreciate that. 100,000 followers in 4 months working with me. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. I would recommend not changing the handle on existing accounts. I have never seen a situation where this increases your reach, and almost every single time it actually lowers your reach. Post it, post it, post it, post it. This is because you haven't been consistent. Once you start getting consistent, it is going to increase. Totally understand, and I will definitely do that. I'm with you on that, Chris. I am with you there. But awesome, cool. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to end the live. Again, guys, I want to thank Metricool for sponsoring this. I'm going to put it in the pinned comment of the video on demand after this. Check it out. 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Metricool. Again, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all coming, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.